Hi, SOC.OS community. Hope you're well and safe. In this December release, the final release of the year, we've got some pretty exciting stuff to show you. So let's dive right in. So first and foremost, what you're going to notice, and up until this point within the platform, all you've been able to look at and view and search and save your searches on is by clusters. So your list, your workbench, default was your cluster view. Now you have alert view. I know this was a big popular request from customers. So every alert that's been ingested and processed by SOC.OS is now here in the alerts, the alert screen in the alert workbench. You're going to see a similar table, a few differences. Obviously, the standard default ranking is by time, so the most recent alerts will be processed, will be at the top here. You see alert score. Remember, the alert score was the total overall alert score, which is the multiplication of many factors, and those factors take a value between 0.1 and 10. You have a lot of that configurability. Please go read the scoring wiki page if you need help with that. But base score is just one of those factors. So the alert score is the overall score. Base score is just one of those factors. You've got action categories. Usually you see your entities, your cluster ID. You can flick through it. You're going to see all your different systems popping up. I'm going to go down to say this dark trace alert here. I'm going to look at that. And when you click on an alert, it takes you to the cluster that alert is contained within. So this is obviously just a one alert cluster here. That's the alert you just clicked on, but it takes you to that cluster visualization and the data view, which you're used to. Going back to the alerts screen, so not only will you be able to look at all your alerts, you'll be able to search for them. So say your entity, you want to look for a particular IP address, which I just copied, or any IP address, any other entity, so URLs, host names, users, etc. You'll be able to search for it, and it'll return back the alerts that contain those entities. So you have alert search now. You'll also be able to save your alert search. So I'm only interested in seeing the unactioned alerts from a particular source system, say my FortiGates. You can search for that. You can then obviously save that search. So you can see I've already saved that one here as unactioned FortiGates. There's a few other ones that have been saved under the team. And as always, you can rename and delete and set as your default search on your alerts. So I hope that provides you with an extra layer of investigation. We're really excited for it. I know a lot of customers asked for it. There's a bunch of other bugs and a bunch of other fixes that we've put in, which is going to be contained within these release notes. But as ever, I'm happy hunting, and obviously for this last release, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for all your support, all your feedback throughout 2021. We obviously can't do it without you, the SOC.OS community. I'm really looking forward to a great 2022, and wishing you a really happy holiday season and a very Merry Christmas. Thanks.